funny. My father and my grandfather on my mother's side both died of a stroke when they were 65. And guess what? I'm just turning 65. And I already had the heart attack that killed one guy too. So they had to accept the idea that they might have to spend another $250,000 if something went wrong. But they decided to chance it. They already paid $116,000 for me. And they said, since we paid that money, we want to put him in jail. That's really the way they were. That's what went down in the courtroom. And so they ended up shaving only 6 months off my sentence. And it means basically I got to go do a year now. They're almost certainly going to try to do something. I don't know what it is. You know, I'm supposed to have a deal where I'm supposed to get a concurrent sentence from Nebraska. I'd say the most likely thing to go wrong is that doesn't come through. So it is kind of important, you know, to pay attention to what's happening to me so you can help me out if I need it. Now, it may be that I don't need that much help. It may be that I'm just going to coast through, and 11 months from now, they're going to say, okay, you've got all paid your debt to society in both states, Nebraska and Wisconsin, we're letting you out. You're going back to New York to go on parole. All you have to worry about is peeing in a cup. Mm-hmm. Or not, you know. But there is going to probably be a sentencing hearing where they're going to say, hey, but you know, you reoffended. We let you out on bail and you went out and did it again. Medical marijuana patients don't stop needing medical marijuana because it's illegal. They need it in states where it's legal, and they need it in states where it's illegal. And above all, they don't stop needing it. They need it to be, you know, Ibogaine, great stuff, Ibogaine, because you only have to take it once, or rarely. You take it infrequently. Medical marijuana, you got to give people medical marijuana every week. So, because they took that pot in July, the patients of the medical marijuana buyers clubs, there's more than one in New York, kind of ran out of pot. That was the pot for July, August, September, October, November, until the new pot comes in December. And it really hurt a lot of people. I don't think that they should be proud that, you know, the woman with MS got a lot sicker. Or that, you know, maybe some people's, you know, HIV infection moved in the wrong direction when they couldn't get cannabis anymore. And I don't know, they're going to have to basically try in the next year to get things somewhat back together. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be able to do it. But I need to be able to do a sentencing hearing where we bring in enough witnesses to establish, yes, this was medical marijuana. We're going to have patients come from New York, and a couple of providers come from Michigan and D.C. And, you know, we're going to have Dennis Perrone, who is the guy who wrote the law in California. He's my buddy, and I used to sell him pot for his buyers club. You know, that's basically what I do. I go around, sell pot to buyers clubs, try to keep the price down, you know, $4 or $5 and $6 instead of $10, $15, and $20. So yeah, pay attention to what's happening to me. But the other big thing is, you know, I come back here, and this is places, you know, we had the wrong person running it before, and I was kind of away a lot, and couldn't really, it was a hard thing to get rid of that guy, you know. But we got some people running the place now who are doing a really fine job, and we wanna, you know, do some stuff to save the building while I'm in jail. And so keeping the building going is really important. And if you have to bring the whole host of Occupied Wall Street here to say to stop the foreclosure,
done.
Then this should be, it's worth doing, because this place has been established here for 45 years. There's a zone of tolerance around this place, right? We are allowed to be the way we are. Okay, we're not smoking pot on the ground floor, and we don't have an Amsterdam type coffee house here yet.
Yeah.
But when that day comes,
Yes.
when that day comes that we're allowed to do that kind of thing, this will be the place to do it,
Yes.
because the neighbors all, except for Zelda, the neighbors all accept us here, and we probably get away with a lot of stuff. The other big thing is there's a international movement that is still headquartered here with 45 years behind it. And that is a worldwide marijuana march and also an Ibogaine movement. And it's very important that the Ibogaine movement have its hand in the worldwide marijuana scene, because I just went through a whole thing with these people in Argentina. They had a big argument over whether they should be marijuana or whether they should be legalize all drugs. And the people, that were legalizing all drugs, were also trying to branch out into, legalizing prostitution and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that this stuff is bad. I'm only saying that you have to think it through, right? And we went through a situation in the 70s where the legalized cocaine people took over for a little period of time. And it's important to be able to say when the other side gets up, like a Mort Downey type situation, and says, well, what are you going to do after you legalize pot? What's next? Heroin? Right? What's next? Cocaine? I think it's really important to say that the next thing is Ibogaine. Because that kind of puts us in a situation where, we're harm reduction, and we're for, a treatment for addiction, and where we have something to get people off of opiates so they can just smoke medical marijuana. So it's important to keep the movement going. It's important to keep the place going, so that when I get back, there's something to come back to. And that's basically what I can say. I'm sorry I didn't get up before, actually, when there was more people here. I don't know if anybody else is going to come in here tonight. I had a couple people